No, thank you. There are no minutes for confirmation. This is the first meeting of the governing body. The acknowledgements and achievements, I think, is something that will be best dealt with on the 10th of November. Item number 6, petitions. There are no petitions. Item 7, public input. Today, no public input. Item number 8, local board input, equally none today. Extraordinary items. Are there any extraordinary items? No, thank you. Notices of motion. We have received no notices of motion. Items number 11 and 12 have been dealt with last night. We're halfway through the agenda. This is good. We should be finished by morning tea time. We now have, I think, the most important item on our agenda today, and that is the maiden speeches of 5 of the 6 new members of council. I having given my maiden speech last night. What I have mentioned to councillors that we have standing orders for a purpose, and the purpose is to keep to those standing orders for the orderly conduct of business, and therefore we will in general be enforcing quite strictly the 5-minute or 10-minute speaking call. However, today, given that these are maiden speeches, I am prepared to show a little latitude for those of you that have a burning desire just to complete a few more sentences after the bell goes. So we will show a little discretion today, but I'd like to congratulate all of the new members of council. To have about a third of the council changing, I think brings fresh blood into our council and new perspectives. I welcome the re-election of all of the councillors around the table who are here with experience and wisdom, and I welcome equally the energy and the enthusiasm that I know the new members are going to bring. So can I now please invite, in alphabetical order, our new councillors to give their maiden speech to Auckland Council. And can I begin with Councillor Whānana Efeso Collins? Talofa lava, Efeso.
Thank you, Your Worship. Ole vi inga te mā, malealo, maleanganga pa ia. E pei ole vi inga saida a matanga e whapea fo'i ona pō nei māso uma. I le whapavau lava. Amen. O te tatale liu ai popo. I le la manga nei sipa mangase ai mārolo. O wai wha'i fo'i o lo nau. I le manu. Au le ngaru leo nei whati mai. O te whatulo atu pa ia lau whainga ruenga le atua. Whatulo fo'i pa ia le atu no ui ona tūlanga whaerote.
Alo lava.
Nunu watu whaatini o tau sala. Awai whaanga e ale tai papau lo tau tala atu. Ai whaalanu e te le lilo e te le lanu. Ai tauina tawane ai le anganga fia ma le anganga whaafitai o le au. Ta talo le atua ia foa ai mai le malosi ma le ola e au auna ma tau tua i pia mo oe. Ai a tele pia ma ano ai le vi ingo le atua whaafitai tele lawa. Mr. Mayor, 3 years ago I had the privilege of standing before the generous people of Otara Papatoetoe as their newly elected chair. It was there that I spoke of the abiding entrepreneurial spirit of my parents who more than 40 years ago left the safety and comfort of their villages of Malie and Satufia, Satupaitea and Samoa to make Auckland their new home. New opportunities, new dreams, new jobs, a new life. It was for those reasons that they made the exciting and somewhat daunting journey here to New Zealand. Working on factory floors at New Zealand Products in Penrose, cleaning the operating theatres of Middlemore Hospital, and driving cab 059 for South Auckland taxis. They work multiple jobs and long hours to put food on the table, clothe us, and send remittances back home to Samoa. all the while ensuring that my 5 siblings and I took the chance available to participate in a world-class public education system and adequately housed in a 4-bedroom state house on Preston Road in Otara. The first in my family to attend and graduate from university, I'm keenly aware of the price my family have paid for me. That achievement was the result of familial sacrifice and a system that looked to assist those less fortunate in life to have a fighting chance to succeed. I was at school in the 80s when my parents were told not to speak Samoan at home because it would be detrimental to our learning. International evidence now suggests that we know better now. I was also told by one of my 7th form teachers that I was too dumb to go to university. My undergraduate grades, which thankfully can't be legitimate, suggest even I know a little bit better. Fortunately, there were more people in my life who believed in me. Mr. Mayor, that's why thousands make Auckland their home, because like my parents, it stands for new horizons and a new start. Whether seeking refuge from war-stricken regions, a business opportunity, a change in career, or just wanting somewhere great to raise a family, Auckland is the place of new beginnings. At this point in time, we can capitalise on the influx of human resource for our people and our city, because by focusing on people's potential, we can seriously transform our society for better. Auckland is the place where ideas, voices, cultures, and ways of living can be quite beautifully interwoven. And we need not fear the resulting collision that comes from being a super diverse city, because it's that diversity and difference which gives Auckland its unique character. We have much to learn from each other, and in order to do so, we must draw from a personal and spiritual well of humility, compassion, respect, and care. On these fundamental tenets of our genuine commitment to humanity will we build an enduring society, reducing the divide between young and old, decile 1 and decile 10 schools, white collar and blue collar, left and right. Building a great city is firstly about building strong and resilient people. Today, alongside my dear friend and colleague, Councillor Alfilipaina, whom I'd like to acknowledge, we're blessed to be the elected members of Manukau, where 40% of our population is under the age of 25, like myself.
I could try.
Where 4 out of 5 people identify as either Māori, Asian or Pacific. It's the ward with one of the lowest rates of home ownership in the country and an increasing level of homelessness. Auckland's Accidental Property Millionaires Club is yet to reach the people of Manukau. Today, hundreds of children in my ward went to school hungry. Hundreds of our kids slept in cold garages and cars last night, and hundreds of those very families take the little they have, forced to decide between paying for food or power or rent from week to week. Those stark choices are disempowering and demeaning. I know this reality because it's a reality that we lived in Otara for many years. I have a 4-year-old daughter who's here today and couldn't bear to see her go hungry or cold in winter nights, and I'm sure that every parent in this room would feel the same way. And so it is for these constituents, the people that I sit beside in church every Sunday, shop with at Hunter's Corner, barter with at the Mangere markets, and wait for the train together with at Otahu train station, it is for them that I stand today. They demand and deserve strong leadership for change, equity, and compassion. Every life, every experience, and every story matters. And not just for the few who know how to lobby those in public office or have now become experts at public forum and deputation. We have a duty to listen to all Aucklanders in all the languages of this city and at all its gathering places. Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, the place where goals are set, where aspirations come to fruition, the place where people must remain our focus. Yes, people, regardless of their postcode, religion, age, country of origin, or income bracket. The Auckland my parents came to was the one that was committed to building lives, strengthening communities, and giving people a decent place to work, live, school, and play. A place that my parents are now happy to call home. It is therefore my privilege to stand here today, ready, willing, and equipped to serve and speak for the people of Manukau, the face of the future. In closing, your worship, I'd like to make a few personal acknowledgements. Firstly, a special shout out to my mentor and friend, Reverend Wisifili Unasa and his whaletua, Susan Unasa. To my brothers and sisters, all of whom are now based in Australia, my mother, Lotamal Collins, and my father, Tawili Sio Collins, who passed away 8 years ago. And I'm sure my dad is watching happily from heaven. To my parents-in-law, to Whāia Lingaoi o Peta Elika and Asalemo Elika. My mother-in-law, known better to Kapirila as Nana, who only 5 months passed away. Today we remember her with deeply fond and special memories. Finally, to the two most amazing women in my life, my wife Fia and our beautiful daughter Kapirila, who are here with me today. They are the inspiration for everything I do. I love you, family. May we always choose to put God first, foremost, and always. Your worship, thank you for the chance to offer my inaugural thoughts. I look forward to a constructive, inclusive, and engaging term, and again thank the wonderful people of Manukau for this great honour. Soifua Mayamanu.
Whawhatai, Councillor Collins, that was a lovely speech. Sets a very, very high standard for all that have to follow. Can I now please call on Councillor Richard Hills to give his maiden address. Welcome, Richard. A little bit shorter. We'll get you some books to stand on.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Ki te whare e te nui tēnā koe. Ki te papa e tō kōtu rā tēnā koe. Kia koutou te iwi o Ngāti Whātua, te mana whenua o Tāmaki Makaurau. Ke te mihi, ke te mihi, ke te mihi.
Kia ora.
Ki ngā mate, haere, haere atu rā. Kia koutou ngā kanohi o rā, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Ngāpuhi te iwi.
Kia ora.
Nō reira, ko Richard Hills, toku ingoa.
Kia ora.
Congratulations to Mayor Phil Goff and my fellow councillors. It's a privilege to be sitting around this table with you. We have a busy and exciting term ahead. Firstly, I want to thank my partner, parents, sisters, all my family and friends for all the support and for being so involved in what I do, whether you like it or not. Politics can be tough and can even be tougher on those close to us, and they have little choice in the matter. I've had an amazing 6 years on the Kaipātiki local board, and I acknowledge Anne Hartley for asking me to stand for election in 2010. I wouldn't be here without you giving me a chance and the support to stand as a young person. Sorry. I also want to thank my previous chairs, Kay McIntyre and Lindsay Waugh, for all your work. All three of you amazing women have done so much for our community, and I'm glad to call you friends. We work so hard to get great things done, such as our youth centre, new walking and cycling connections, children's panels, park and town centre upgrades, investment in sports, arts, community facilities, and supporting many community-led initiatives, which will continue for many years to come. Thanks to Jill, the Kaipātiki Community Facilities Trust, and all the community organisations who we worked alongside on these projects. 3 months ago, I had no plans to stand for council. So I must also thank George Wood, not only for his contribution as a councillor, but for announcing last minute that he was standing down, which led to many calls and messages encouraging me to stand. One important call was from Chris Darby, who suggested we should work together. So I put my last minute nomination in. We worked day and night throughout the campaign. And we did it, Chris. We did it by being positive and talking about the issues that people cared about. Thank you to the North Shore for putting your trust in me. I will work hard for you and for Auckland, the greatest city on earth. I'm committed to working for better, more efficient public transport, shore rail, more safe cycling and walking connections, including Skypath, addressing climate change, the housing crisis and homelessness, protecting our parks, beaches, reserves and native bush, putting more effort into youth engagement and initiatives and making sure council is seen in a more positive light with increased community input to become a more people-focused organisation. By becoming more people-focused, our community might feel more positive about us too. We need to talk about people more. Public transport isn't about buses or trains, it's about people, how they get to work or around our city in a faster, less stressful, more efficient way. Cycleways aren't about cyclists, they're about people who just want to ride bikes safely and make room for others on the roads. Young people are just people. They happen to be a bit younger than us. I've been lucky to work closely with young people across our city for years. They have hopes and dreams. They have a lot more experience than we give them credit for. They love living here too. So let's respect their ideas and thoughts and plan a city with them for their future, not just short-term fixes for today. Growth is people. People moving here, being born here and living longer. It's not a new concept either. My mum is a daughter of immigrants who travelled here by ship in the 50s for a better life. They settled on the beautiful North Shore and contributed to society and the economy in many ways. My dad's parents were farmers in Whangaroa. Dad decided at 20 he didn't want to be a farmer, so he came to Auckland to find work and a new life. Mum and Dad met at work on this very street. Where am I? Queen Street. That way. They got married on Takapuna Beach, created a family in Glenfield, and worked hard to give us a good life. Without planning for growth, without immigration and internal migration, I wouldn't be here today. Most of us wouldn't be here. So let's embrace and include people from different backgrounds, different cultures, with different sexualities and gender identities. Let's create a city which is well designed, has safe walkable town centres and neighbourhoods. Let's work with iwi and local Māori in partnership. Let's allow more housing options where people already live and where good infrastructure is. And let's work with government to build new infrastructure and address housing affordability. Well-connected, diverse, welcoming communities means less crime, happier people, better mental health, fewer suicides. Connection means less isolation for our older residents too. More access to community facilities, more walking, more cycling, stronger, healthier communities in general. The social and economic benefits are huge. Much of this work has already started, but we need to be bolder. We must work right across Auckland and work with people to get this done. Let's treat the staff well. Let's treat each other well. Yes, robust debate is good, and we won't always agree. I'm not saying we all need to be best mates, but we are just people who got elected by other people to do a job. So let's focus on the issues and the people, so we can show Aucklanders that we're committed to the job, we care about their future, and the future generations to come. We need to work with our communities to get things done, and maybe more of them will be inspired to get involved or even vote for us or other candidates in the future. Mā whiro, mā pango, ka oti ati mahi. He waka iki noa. Tēnā koutou, huri noa, e te whare, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you.